Yo, what's up, guys? This is my first video since 2 weeks ago. Before I start my video across the whole entire world, subscribe if you're new, share the vid, push the bell, and the good old like. Let's start. This might be the end of curling in the Winter Olympics. Here's a reason why. So, during the games in Italy, between Team Canada and Team Sweden of the men's curling tournament, the Canadian men and the Swedish men had a altercation with war words. It was a little heated exchange between Sweden and Canada because Sweden thinks that Canada cheated in the curling event. Here's the reason. So when you throw the rock, you cannot touch the stone, that gray stone around the rock. That's a nothing to do in curling. And Sweden went crazy on the men's for that touch on the rock. And then one of the Canadian men in that Team Canada in the curling, he had an altercation with their Swedish teammate, well, the opponent, and they got into a verbal war of words. I can't say because maybe I'm a somewhat influencer, somewhat, but not really. That they had a couple of words. I'm not gonna blur it out because it has a couple of swear words into it. And same thing with Canada and Switzerland, the women's side, also cheated because they touched the rock. Because you've touched the rock, there's two lights. When it's green, it's okay, but if it turns red, if you touch the rock, that means you cheated during the tournament. But because Canada won the gold and Switzerland won the bronze, and for the women's side, they won bronze, Switzerland won the gold. So I think that curling might be an end of the Winter Olympics. And you also are going to have umpires looking at each opponents. If they touch the rock, you cheated. And one of the athletes of Team Canada on the women's side, she thinks that it's uncomfortable to a guy to look at what they're doing during their tournaments for curling, and it's really distracting for the curlers to play the sport in curling in the Winter Olympics. So it might be an end of that. But yeah, they had an altercation, verbal words, war words between Sweden, Canada, Switzerland on the men's and the women's side of curling. So yeah, that's it. That's a GIF on the Olympics. I got more to come. The most funniest and the most weirdest scandals ever. Controversials too, added with it. Next couple of days. But for now, peace.